Should be going live. I hope so. And we are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another RSG stream. I'm your host with the most, Ranger J 1999, and joining me is the troll extraordinaire himself, Dr. Finn, Medicine Woman. Dr. Finn, what the hell are we doing? What the hell's going on right here?
Well, this is our monthly segment where we talk to our gold VIPs. It'll be every second Thursday of the month. So, whichever gold VIPs are able to hop in, we talk to them about Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, the latest stuff in the game, get their opinions and thoughts about what's happening. And it happens to be an interesting week that they are going to be able to voice on because there's a lot that's happened, Ranger. There's a lot that
What do
happened.
you mean, Finn? Nothing has happened in the game.
So, we're going to talk about mods going all the way to 6A. We're going to talk about the new Galactic Legends, their kits. We're going to talk about the new Galactic Legends, their event. And we can talk about a bunch of other things to get the conversation going. Right now, we have in the Gold VIP Discord voice chat, we have, first off, Miss Ouchie Dumpling. Yeah, that's.
I told you, Baldur's Gate changed her.
She's trying to make her way back from a ravine. It's fine. And then,
I'm dead, but
she didn't
my
make it out
party
of
is
the
still
ravine.
alive, so I'm still fighting the fight.
Yeah,
My dead corpse is back at camp.
she didn't make it out of the ravine. That's sad. All right, and then we have Mr. Thane Tyrell.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good, Thane. So, any of our other VIPs, as they hop in, we'll introduce them and get their thoughts as well. But let's go ahead and start out with mods, because Thane has interesting thoughts about Rangers mods. So I figure Thane is a good person to ask.
Oh, for
about
God's sakes, I'm too sick for this.
Hey, he's a gold VIP.
And
he gets the opportunity. So Thane,
I get an opportunity to kill him.
So Thane, what are your thoughts on the mods going from 6E to 6A? Do you think that they're introducing too much of a mod jump at once? Do you think they should have done it a little bit easier and kind of get us just to 6D first? And then how do you feel about the Galactic challenges being the way that you get the mod mats for now?
I don't think they did it too fast. I think that's a pretty good one because because we're not going to get any primary stat boosts, right? It's just secondaries that they're. Yeah, that's and many those guns. If we get one,
Did my Discord just go bananas?
We just. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Everybody just went all Lulu McLulu.
Okay, so everyone went robotic. Okay, so
yeah, okay.
Discord.
That was weird.
Hooray for Discord! All right,
yeah. Let's try that again.
What was the last thing you guys heard?
Start from the beginning.
Yeah. Okay. You basically said that you didn't think it was too fast, and then it started going all robotic.
Oh, got you. Okay. So yeah, I don't think it's too fast, but it really comes down to how many of those mats we get at in the GCs, right? So I mean, if I'm going to be able to do, one mod, slice up one mod, one level like a week, then yeah, I mean, it seems kind of dumb that A isn't available if we're going to get these mats so infrequently, So it just really comes down to how many of those mats we're going to get and how quickly we're going to be able to get them up to 6A.
And what do you think about Galactic challenges being the way that they're being released? There's also some talk that the feats in GAC may start to include those as well. So what are your thoughts on just feats, whether it's Galactic challenges or GAC might be where you get the mod mats?
GAC I'm sort of okay with. I don't like the GC ones. I don't like either of them. But if I had to choose one or the other, I'd say GAC. But yeah, for mods specifically, I don't like this limitation with Because you have like hundreds and hundreds of mods, so having to slow farm these things through events, I don't know, it just kind of seems like it just kind of reminds me of the Zetas when they first came out.
So does that mean that you think eventually there will be packs and stuff for them?
I don't even care about packs. I just wish there was a way to, because think about it, how long it takes us to get mods in general, right? Because I mean, we're gonna roll them and we have a chance to roll them, but it doesn't mean it's gonna become a good mod, right? Like there's like even if we roll like speed 5 and then we're trying to get that second stat that we want, there's still a chance that it's gonna roll like a stat that we don't care for, like good chance or something, right? So it just seems that it's gonna be a really, really slow process to get these to A eventually.
Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing, though? Because potentially having 6A mods very quickly could pose some issues on the community, right? And I'll just go back to Relics, for example. Relics at high level balance out a lot of characters. But when you're working from like year 12 to Relics, it causes a huge discrepancy, right? There's a big difference between like a Relic 4 and a Gear 12. But once everyone is Relic, there's a bit of balancing that happens with all the characters. So maybe the same thing with mods. What do you think?
So that's why I don't like it for the mods, because if it's GCs, then what does that mean? That only like longtime players and whales are going to be able to get their hands on these? It's not like everybody can just get their hands on just by farming through the energies, right? Like if it was like a combination of both, like hey, energies gives you a certain amount, but then you do GCs, you get a much bigger boost out of them. Like you get a lot of mats, then it's like okay, that makes sense to me. But if it's just going to be you can only get them through these events, then it's like okay, well if you're a mid-game player, you might not see like a 6D 6C any of these mods for quite a while.
So what you're saying is we should blame Finn?
Well, yes, because this was his idea.
Discord keeps cutting out.
Not since we
it's
went
cutting out.
Lotto.
No, it's actually okay for me right now.
Yeah.
Like everybody was super quiet then.
No, we weren't. We were just whispering in your ear. Ouchie.
All right, enough of that ASMR crap. I'll kill someone tonight.
Ouchie, what do you think though? What do you think of the mods and the way that they're releasing them, and the Galactic challenges and potentially GAC feats being the way that you get the mats?
Hey, they're gonna do what they're gonna do. We figured that mod improvements were coming in some fashion or another. It would be great if they would increase the mod inventory, because there's just so much that needs to be accumulated for farming and culling and all that. We really just don't have the capacity to do what we need to do with mods. I don't like doing the Galactic challenges, so I'm kind of like, I don't want to have to do them to get those materials, but it is what it is.
And I think you're not the only one that wasn't like just a huge fan of the Galactic challenges in general. Like you can do them once, but there's some feats or some factions that are required that maybe you haven't worked on. There's also the potential of, it's definitely a later game type thing. Now they did remove the relic requirements for the feats off the original release, so I do want to give them some credit for that. That was a good move on their part to do that. So they're moving things in the right direction. So Thane, you mentioned like you were hoping that they might add it towards energy, right? But I think maybe energy is a little bit too. I mean, where else would you like to see them potentially? Energy is one, right? Would you want to see it? They might have to backtrack a little bit, but it might be worth it. Would you want to see it in any of the other stores that they previously claimed were closed off? Galactic War Store, Cantina Store, stuff like that.
That would be cool. I mean, if they want to keep it like event specific,
I would for sure.
Yeah, like
let's use those stores.
Like the stores. If they want to keep it event though.
Now
like,
my Discord's all quiet again.
Why don't you just make it all events though? Like, why don't you just say like, yeah, you get these mats on all events?
Okay,
So,
it's back.
if you do, TW, GAC, when you do all the big events, like I don't like that they just made it exclusive to GCs. They need to have more of a source for this because it's mods. I mean, it's not. There's still an R. It's not like it's shards, right? Where it's like you only need to get to a certain amount and then you're done. It's like there's still RNG involved into these things, right? If people want to, roll some of these mods that didn't roll speed again, and then they don't roll speed, and it's like, well, that was a waste.
I'm still getting a blame fin vibe here.
I mean, it's not wrong. But if they add it to events, right, I think you have a general idea as to where they would add it. It would probably be tier 3 of marquee events. If they do that, would that be still too difficult of a place to do it?
We don't get marquees that often anymore, right?
Not marquees, sorry. Just the regular challenges is what I meant. Not marquees. The tier 3 of the challenges that we get.
Oh.
Assault battles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever these are.
I mean,
that's too hard.
Yeah, that's too hard because I mean it alienates the smaller player base.
I barely
too, right?
even do any of the tier 2 stuff.
Because then at that point you're catering a little too much to the whales. Because then at that point, like if you have like, especially in arena, or even in lower divisions, if you have someone who is has like a super focused roster and they're able to do these events, and they have 6A mods across the board, that's a significant boost in stats. So I don't know. I want it to be more accessible to everybody. It seems very locked behind a paywall right now.
Okay. So, and again, for any of our gold VIPs, feel free to jump into the gold VIP chat, the session for you guys to come in here and chat. We'll talk about it again. We're talking about the mods right now. But next up, we're talking about the Galactic Legends. New Galactic Legends are now coming to the game. They're just starting to get unlocked. So over the next couple weeks, as people get their tickets and everything, we're going to see the unlocks. And then probably another couple weeks before we see everyone getting their ultimates in there. But Thane, what do you think of the kits and in comparison to the other Galactic Legends? How do you think they fare against Galactic Legend Rey and Supreme Leader Kylo in comparison?
Oh, these guys are great. I mean, the fact that their ultimate is not just like a move, but it's a transformation, right? That in it by itself just changes the way that they interact. Kylo has it to some extent where like his ultimate like kind of brings up his accelerates his mastery, so he progressively gets stronger. But it's like this one, it's like with a flip of a switch. They're already like it's ultimate. It's like they go Super Saiyan, right?
It is a pretty neat effect. It's one that I've been asking for a while, actually, with the the Princess Zelda Sheik type of ability where you kind of transform into something. I thought it was pretty neat that they did something like that. So I was happy to see it. Ouchie, what did you think of the kits?
Have to relog. This thing keeps cutting out. I can only hear like 3 or 4 words and then... Exactly. Yeah. It's like ordering at drive-thru.
And then...
I'll be right back.
All right. So the kits are looking pretty good. Yeah, well, what did you think of the way that it appears that the breakdown of the suggested teams, for example, do use up characters from a lot of other different teams? You see Jedi Knight Revan going on the Jedi Master Luke team, which I don't think is very surprising, right? But that is a potential issue. You also have a bunch of Sith tanks currently being eaten up for Palpatine. So what do you think of that, Thane? Do you think it's going to stay that way? I know some people have mentioned like a Watt on the Jedi Master Luke team may make a difference as well once you get like one tank on there and a bunch of other things. But what do you think of the suggested synergies and just theory crafting? What do you think the synergies might be?
Yeah, I mean, most of the time for those suggested ones are for arena, right? Like I think a lot of people who have gripes with them is when it comes to GAC, right? It's not so much in arena. It's like we can afford to put in like our best, like the best of the best, right? That's what always goes in arena. But then when it comes to GAC, that's when people kind of like, squint a little bit and be like, oh, okay, well, what are we gonna do here? Personally, I was already running Jedi Knight Luke in the Jedi team, so pretty much when I get Jedi Master Luke, like I'm basically just taking Barriss out of my team and then just sliding in, this new Luke. So to me, I already have a team for him, lined up. I already have, my Jedi Knight Luke that I've been using. I'm just sliding him in there for GAC, and then for Arena, obviously we're putting like all the best Jedi together.
Yeah. And I see some people in chat saying like it was basically the same thing for Rey. I mean, it kind of was, but the Resistance team was never as meta as Jedi Knight Revan or Triumvirate or Darth Revan, right? Same thing with the First Order team. They were good, but they were never quite to the same level of being meta as the Jedi and the Sith were. So it is interesting in comparison, like which teams it's using in order to do that. Jedi Knight Luke to me though is the most fascinating one because I think Jedi Knight Luke fits really well on Jedi Master Luke team, just kind of theory crafting and looking at the kits. The problem is Jedi Knight Luke is kind of key to being a counter for some of these Galactic Legend Rey teams in GAC. So how do you think Jedi Knight Luke would fit into here? Because if you put him, I know you're saying like he's already on a Jedi team, but if you put him on a Jedi Master Luke team, right, you might lose a counter to a Galactic Legend Rey team if you're trying to like save Jedi Master Luke as his own thing, right? So what are your thoughts on Jedi Knight Luke and where he might fit? Do you think he would be still not on that team as a counter, or do you see him on Jedi Master Luke as just kind of a way to boost that team?
I could see either or. I mean, because if you really rely on that Jedi Knight Luke to counter a Rey, which I think is really used to kind of Kylo, right? Because I mean, he can counter Rey, but I think he's also used to he's used to kind of counter both. But if Jedi Knight Luke is not on that team, I could still see that team working with Luke, because Luke by himself is already like, he kind of brings up, it's kind of like Mon Mothma, right? Who kind of brought up the Rebel fighters and into like up to par basically. Kind of like Piet with like the Imperial Troopers. So like I can see Luke putting in there with like, like my Ezra, my Kanan, my Hermit, and my Barriss, and just being a timeout team.
Okay, that would be an interesting the possible resurgence of Barriss, one of my favorite characters. I love her kit, but she's just slowly fallen out of usefulness.
I use her on my Jedi Knight Luke team. She's awesome.
Yeah, she is. I just wish she got more use. People haven't used her quite as much as I think they should, but it's just because there's so many different teams now that it's just difficult to find the right place for her. So, yeah. So, let's see. Then we're going to talk about, we talked about the Galactic Legends themselves. What about the events? I know, Ranger, you can talk about this too. You did the event. But Thane, have you done the events yet? Which ones have you done? Light side, dark side, and then what are your thoughts on the way they put these together?
I have. I've done both. I've done light side. I've done all three of the first ones. They're fun. They're a lot of fun. I mean, they're what you guys have been asking for. I know you specifically have been asking for. You want story driven. They did a lot better job doing like more of a story driven. Because I think the last one, it was just like one phase. It was just beat this squad and then you move on. This one, they actually took the time to take like maybe like one or two phases, and it's like you actually follow the story. So it feels much more story based versus the other ones that just kind of felt like, you just have this one battle and then that's it.
Yeah, and that is exactly what I saw, which is that they did move much more towards story and kind of capturing what Star Wars really is for fans, right? Like we can do a collection game for anything. We can do a collection game. There's Marvel Strike Force for that, and there's a bunch of other games that are all collection based and just play them. Star Wars, a lot of it is based on the story, so I am really glad that they did that. Ranger, what were your thoughts? You saw Loki do his for Dark Side. You did the light side. What were your thoughts?
I thought that I got hosed.
Well,
Vader one-shot me. Where were you, Thane?
I was watching actually.
Didn't say a goddamn word. Just let
I
Vader
hadn't done
saber throw me to death.
I hadn't done the event.
I know.
So
I
just-
guinea pig for everybody, and now we figured it out. Now the pattern I saw for Luke was you do his second ability first, right? You get the blind on, then you do his buff, then you do the AOE, then basic, and then repeat. Is that what you found to be true, Thing? Because
Yeah.
I don't want to.
No
I
spoilers.
I don't want to get saber thrown for 200 million damage again.
are you sure you don't want to? It was kind of fun.
No, Finn. When you go for Galactic Legend, you have to farm these tickets, and you can say something. Until then, shut up.
No spoilers. No spoilers.
Shit.
Go.
I want to fail just like everybody else.
Oh, God.
You will.
Resources.
You will, sir. You will.
Seriously.
I'm really wasting plenty of resources on this.
Ugh.
Yeah, we're gonna stream it. I got about 110-ish of the coins, so hopefully I could get 1 or 2 tiers done. Doubtful, but we'll see.
First two, which one are you doing, Luke or Palpatine?
Luke. Yeah, oh, Palp, I've heard the nightmare stories about needing that Zeta.
Yeah. So Palp looks pretty. Meh. It's cool, right? It's not hard. Luke one is not hard. I mean, you just figure out what you need to do. I mean, it was cool to be on Jabba's barge, and it was cool in the second round where you go at Endor with Wicket in the Battle of Endor, right? That was kind of cool. I really like that. And the third one's the throne room scene. So all really, really cool stuff. Sidious is, of course, you're fighting Mace, and I'm weak, Anakin. He's trying to kill me. And it's like, oh, jeez. So, I think the Emperor Palpatine ones, you just go in there, you take out Boba Fett, and the cool thing about the Boba Fett one, you don't even have to deal with the other mobs. You just
Boba
go
Fett.
for
Boba
Fett. So that was pretty cool, and then see Boba Fett get launched into the side of the barge, man. I was cracking up. So that was pretty cool.
What happened to those spoilers? You just gave me all the spoilers.
Yep. He just went through every single thing.
Oh, I thought you were going
Every-
for Palps. Listen, good old Marines, I got poked, prodded, drawn blood, injected full of viruses. Just, I'm not all here.
Yeah, like I was gonna do Luke tonight, and KP was gonna join us to do Palp, but he's like, "Hey man, I'm sorry, I couldn't wait." I was like, "I understand." Yeah, it's cool.
Well,
Yeah,
even just try, you'll see how it goes. It's really fun. You'll enjoy it a lot. Good old Marines, you really will. It's definitely even no one have. It's still really good. They did a really good job with it, and I'm glad that they're doing it more like this because the first two Galactic Legends. Oh boy.
I'm really, really prepared for this. I got a nice little gear stash. I'll have to farm maybe a little bit of the gold components for that 6 to 7 relic for Luke, but I think I should be in good shape. I got a couple hundred of each Chirotech. I got 7 Zetas, so I should be able to gear them right up.
Yeah.
Or at least to like usable just for funsies. Like I can get them like
sure.
gear. It might take me a little bit for the like 13, but depending on I haven't even looked at his gear. I haven't looked at anything. It's been tough. I've been trying to stay off the streams and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, but I think it's well worth it. You'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
I'm not really.
Oh yeah, I love it.
I think you'll like it a lot.
Well,
Now,
something else.
Go ahead.
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
No, go on.
Yeah. Each tier, do you have to play like all the tiers? Same as Kylo and Rey, we have to play it like 3-4 times.
I haven't gotten to tier 4 yet, so I don't know the deal. I would say the ultimates are going to be the same way, but there's no paper rock scissor in this event, so it's just they cut that out.
Here's another spoiler.
Well, no, that's not a spoiler. I mean, I don't think they're going to change it unless I see something
The
different.
spoiling everything. Good old Maurice was waiting for that rock paper scissors with Palp and Old Man Blue.
I'm sorry, good old
They
Maurice.
can't even make their hand into the rock, the paper, or the
Well,
scissors.
I'm sorry.
And it's just, yeah. How do you play rock paper scissors with 2 characters that have arthritis?
That is a good point.
You use your feet.
You use force lightning, force block, force push, force pull.
Oh god, they'll just kill each other. Oh my god, I'm just picturing that like Family Guy scene with like the two old men just fighting each other, just like every like 1 minute just to take one step with their walker. There's like an epic battle of awful. God. All right, so Gom, the thing we were the thing we were talking about before. Also, if you want to give your thoughts, we were also talking about.
Now?
Huh?
Are you streaming right now?
Yeah, this is the Gold VIP.
Oh.
What a whale wants.
I'm sorry. Okay, my bad. Just came here screaming and I'm sorry.
All right. No, that's the whole point. You come in here, you scream, you yell, do whatever the hell you want. This is your time as Gold VIPs. So
let me give you down. Sorry, it's like playing ball.
So, the other thing we were talking about before you hopped in was mods. And what are your thoughts on mods about going from 6E to 6A? Do you think that they went too quickly from 6E to 6A? Do you think they should have done it in smaller increments? Or do you think like the way that they're giving the materials with just Galactic challenges, potentially GAC feats, do you think that's a good way, or do you think there should be other ways to do it?
Well, I'm completely fine with going all the way to 6A. That's fine. Yeah, that's like I really think we anticipated this. You know, I think we've all kind of been waiting for this. We were waiting and waiting ever since the relics came out. We're just because we saw them like physically on the screen. We were waiting. I think people just forgot about it, and it's here. I guess Galactic Challenge is the only way we can get the resources right now. Yes.
That is correct, sir.
Mm-hmm. Correct. It looks like, at least data mine, that they may be on GAC feats, but as it stands right now, Galactic Challenges are the only way.
So, it's no different than when we got, 5E to A. Like, once you can start slicing. Like, at first you have to be real careful what you spend your resources on, because, they're going to be very limited. And then eventually, like, maybe they go into Grand Arena. Maybe they go into one of the stores, maybe there will inevitably be packs. There were packs for when, the slicing went from 5A to 6E came out. There were packs everywhere you could buy. So, I don't know. I'm excited about it. I'm personally excited about it. I don't know, because there's nowhere to get these materials yet. So I'm curious. Like we were talking about Jedi Academy last week. Like I was like, I need to focus on the mods that have 3 or maybe even 4 rolls and like good rolls into the percentage-based stats, and maybe just have like 10 speed and like 1.5% offense. Those are the mods I personally think I should go for first, because then you get the bonus from 5A to 6E. Because if you bring up all the mods that already have 20 plus speed on them, you're really losing out on a bunch of the boost from the 5A to 6E, if that makes any sense. Like you've just forfeited all these bonuses and just taken your highest speed up, and now the stats are just going to give normal increases. Like, but Scribe made the point that maybe the bonuses from 5A to 6E are applied as you level up from 6D to 6C to 6B. If that's the case, that's going to change my whole strategy. I don't really know how to play it yet. I'm just kind of sitting on everything. Because if your mod's already got 25 speed on it, you already got all 5 rolls in it, and it's 6, it's already 6 dot. Like you're losing out on so many extra stats. I think, in theory, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know how they're. I guess I don't know what to expect. I'm kind of waiting to put that very, very, very long-winded. Sorry.
No, I think and I think that's fair. I think one of the big things too that's going to come out of this, a lot of people, including myself, even though I love mods and stuff, I have not paid attention to the range of stats available for things like offense.
That is
protection.
Very important.
It is. And so we're going to be like tracking all of that now to see, because now it's not just your mods, right? It is also the whether or not it hit a stat. It is also the quality of that hit. Like a 3 roll on a speed is potentially like the worst thing you can do in terms of getting speed now, because now you're stuck with that 3. You have more chances to get that hit, but you literally got the worst possible roll for that. So it's possible that now everyone's going to look at mods differently with regards to, we need the better stats. So how soon do you think it'll be before you might start ditching those 4-hit 15 speed mods, for example?
Not very. Like I was looking through my inventory, and a lot of my 20 plus speeds are garbage, like quote garbage mods. It's like 22 speed. That's awesome, but then it's got like 6 flat defense, 0.7% health. Just junky stats. I just leveled it up because it's 20 plus speed. It's just like you talk about the ranges. That's very, very important. Like tenacity, just winging it's like 1.2 to 2.1 or so is the range. So I think you're looking for anything that rolls in, the top 25%-ish percentile there. I think that's the mods you want to keep. Even if it's got 5 speed on it and you get a couple of little dud rolls, I'd almost move on to the next one. Because you're not going to take that to 60 and then beast. You're not going to take it all the way up because it's got bad secondaries. I don't know. I don't know. It's exciting for me personally, but I can see this being intimidating and kind of scary and just simply not fun for people as well. I can understand both sides of the argument. Yeah.
Thane, what about you? Like, we didn't talk about that either, which is the mods and the quality of the hits that you have on them. So do you think at some point the purple mods that may have hit 4 times on speed, or let's just say they're gold, they have a 4 hit on speed, but their speed is only like 15, 16, because they got like 3 4s and a 3 or something like that. Do you see yourself selling those anytime soon now with this new process in which, yeah, the 4 hits and 3 hits are maybe not so good, and it's all about the 5s and hopefully the 6?
No, it really comes down to now you have to focus on a lot more on the on what other secondaries you have, right? Because it's kind of like good old Marine said, right? Let's say I have a like you were saying, like a gold mod, right? And it only rolled speed twice, so it's at 10, for instance, right? But it rolled 3 times, offense percentage. Well, I'm for sure gonna try to get that to 6A because it could roll offense or it could roll speed. So even if it ends up being, a 19 speed, but it rolled it finished rolling up to 5 percentage offense, and it's got 5% offense secondary. Well, that's a fantastic mod all of a sudden.
Yeah, all the other stats are definitely going to be interesting. I was mentioning, I think the one that I'm looking most forward to trying to get, because it's just one of those fun ones, is triangles with crit damage primary with offense percent and flat offense secondaries.
Yeah,
just trying to max those out. Just full damage onslaught mod. I'm really looking forward to that. Is there a particular mod you're looking forward to, Thane? And then same question to you, good old Maurice.
Probably health with offense. Any combination of the two. So whether it's an offense set and an offense primary with health secondary, or a health set with a health primary and an offense secondary. So that combination with a lot of these new attackers, especially with the GLs, you need them to have a lot of health, and you need to have them hit hard. So a lot of these ones, a lot of the new tunes that are coming out are very heavy health and heavy offense. So you put those together, like Luke, for instance, right? You can get him with a health set. You can get him with offense. He lives forever and just hits hard.
Yeah. Gom, what about you? Any mods you're looking forward to?
See, I've made the mistake now for, I don't know, since mods came out, the arrows that were non-speed, crit avoidance I've been keeping, and a few health, but if I get a protection or offense arrow, and it's only got 9-ish speed on it when it's gold, I've been kind of dumping those, and now I wish I could go back and have those back, because I'll have 4 or 5 more chances now to get speed on the next level of them. And it's just, I wish. So I need to upgrade my arrow, my non-speed arrow collection. I guess you could say that's what I need probably the most. Health primaries, protection primaries, not accuracy. They can keep that one, but crit avoidance I've been collecting a long time. But the other stats I need to amp those up, because I'm gonna be behind on the arrows.
I wouldn't go too light on the accuracy arrows though. If Sidious is somehow making a comeback, his whole thing is being evasion against Jedi, and there's a lot of Jedi in the meta right now, even with the Rey team, if you're using Jedi Knight Luke and stuff, right? So, I mean, honestly, who the hell knows? Maybe accuracy becomes something that they're going to make more valuable now. Sidious is a pain in the butt. I was watching a bunch of people, and I'm trying not to spoil this, right? But you're going to use Sidious, right? in the Palp event, there's sometimes where he's just like straight getting like dodging so many attacks by Jedi, like all the time. It's ridiculous. So yeah, I mean, if they give him a rework or something like that, it could be pretty fun.
Yeah, and I have a couple. I think I've got like an accuracy arrow and like crit damage, offense, and probably speed. I think I probably have 3 or 4 that are decent. I'm just kind of because I know once upon a time, there was an evasion meta with Maul and Old Ben and Dooku, and they came in kind of handy then. And we'll see. I mean, that evasion is so lame, but it could always make a comeback, especially with these relics. If we get like relic 10 and characters just like naturally have 20% evasion in their kits, then I think they're going to come in real handy.
So you brought up something else now, which is a question I wanted to ask both of you guys, and you actually led into it perfectly, good, Omari, so thank you. We've now seen the next level of mods. What do you think is the next evolution for characters in this game? Is it going to be an increase in relic level? Is it going to be an increase in character level? Goro Marie, since you segued it perfectly, where do you think the next increase for characters is going to be? Is it going to be gear? Is it going to be level? Do you think it's something else entirely?
Personally, I think it's going to be the relics, because the relics is the easiest aspect for them to control, right? Like even if they just do like one relic at a time, they can kind of control the character growth. And you just set us out in the wild with each character, every single character in the game can 5-10 levels. Maybe you add another gear level on top of them, and you got more multipliers. I think it's because then you see like dramatic changes, if that makes any sense, and like character shifting. Like, how many characters you guys have in your roster? When you took it from gear 12 to 13, you're like, holy shit, it's a completely different character. Like Colonel Stark is a monster at gear 13, but he's like meh at gear 12. So I mean, I think the relics, if we just go like relic 8, relic 9, even if we do like relic 10, like that's just, they know how the characters, it's just base stats, and it's be easier to control, I guess, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm. No, it does. Thane, what about you? Do you think also that it's going to be relics that they're going to increase, or do you think there's a chance they'll look at character level as well?
I still like the idea that I proposed, like what was that, a month ago or something, where we go to gear 14 and then we go back to relic 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I hate that idea so much.
Son of a bitch.
I know you do.
Only because you realize how complicated that is, right? Because you have to relic 7 at gear 13. So you have to go from sets 13, and you're basically like 7.0, 7.1, 7.2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then you go from 13. And then you go from 13.7 all the way back to like 14.0. And now you have to jump in. God, that's infuriating.
Yeah, that's my idea. That's what they're going to do. Because we're running
Good
out
of you give your thoughts on that idea of thing. I hate it.
Hold on. Let me
frame it up for Good Maurice, however best you can, so then he can reject it nicely.
Because we're also running out of like relic material, right? Even Ranger, right? He's like all of this like salvage that we had. Like we almost need a break from relics, right? So like, what's a way to take a break from relics and restock on this stuff? Is if we go to a gear 14 and we start farming up some more gear, and then we go back to relics afterwards.
I mean, wouldn't the new relics require that gear anyways? Like, it feels like you would still end up in the same predicament.
Yeah, but we're talking about years afterwards, though.
Okay, good on Maurice. Your thoughts?
I don't think that's unrealistic. Like, that could be something they do, or better, or not better necessarily, but maybe to expand on that, perhaps relic level 8, 9, 10, so on and so forth. You need to be gear 14. Maybe it's like gear 13 to get you up to relic 7, but then you have to be gear 14 to enhance past that. That's something they could do. I don't know, and then who knows? I haven't felt something else. I feel like they're not done like dumping stuff on us yet. Like, I've played this game a long time, and stuff seems to come in just huge waves. Like, we got gear 13 not long after relics. That we'll get these Galactic Legends. And let the new mods kind of sink in for a couple weeks, and I feel like they're going to do something else, which is scary. I just get the vibe they're just going to give us so much stuff. we're gonna get distracted, and they're gonna bring out some legendary event. Like some just legendary character who I don't know. I have no idea where they're going right now.
I can say I like Good Old Maurice's idea better than yours, Thane. With the gear, you don't go back to 0. You kind of continue the relics, but you need relic 7 or something to unlock gear 14, or just to get to like 8, relic 8, for example, you have to have gear 14, or gear 14. So what do you think of Good Old Maurice's adaptation of your idea?
That's fine. I mean, instead of calling it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we're calling it 8 through 16, right?
Well, there's a difference between resetting it and continuing it. Because going to like gear 14 could potentially like reset the entire relic thing, right? And then you have to go back. Versus using like a gate, right, with a higher gear level.
Sure, you're right. I'll be okay with either one.
There we go. See, we've teamworked an idea for the improvement of gear. See, this is what we do here. We work together. We come together. Gear 14, gear 14, relic 8. Yeah,
is that what
except
we just
you
did?
Just call it gear relic 8.
I feel like we just ruined the game for us if CG's like we just ruined the game.
We just completely destroyed it.
Yeah,
like they have proven that they do listen.
They do, but in actuality, the reasoning that Thane gave, I think, is a fair reason, right? Everyone is getting drained on like destroying their gear for salvage for relics, right? So there does at some point probably need to be a little bit of a break. To the shift from relics to actually going into gear may not be a bad idea, right? I think it sounds like we're being bad because we're already going up to relic 8 and 9 and whatever. But in actuality, I mean, I don't know what you guys think, but I'm thinking this is actually a good thing because Gear 14 does, I think Thane makes a good point. It alleviates kind of the crunch that you're feeling with a lot of the salvage at the higher levels to get to relic 7, right? I mean, are you guys feeling that right now where relic 7 is just destroying gear that otherwise hopefully would be useful somewhere else? So going to gear 14 and using pieces of gear and accumulating them for a while before you need them to destroy them for relic 8, for example, would be a good direction for the game. Or do you think that it's pushing it in a bad direction?
Well, me personally, I lucked out on Luke. Like all the required characters that R7 I already had. I already had Han. I already had Chewie. I didn't have Chewie, but I had Han. I had R2D2, Jedi Knight Luke. I've got all the characters at R7 that you need. If I had the R7, 3, 4 characters, I don't think I would be able to do it. Like I would have to wait too, and I would have to farm that gold gear, which you're talking about, specifically to make the relic salvage. That would take 2-3 weeks before I could really even get started, So I'm out. Like after I gear up Luke, hopefully I can get him. After I gear him up, like I have 0 relic 6 and 7 salvage left. Like nothing. I'm completely. It's just empty. The Galactic Legend life.
It's a hard knock life for Gum. It's a hard knock life for Gum.
I can't go anywhere after that. All right, I mean, yeah.
I'm the same way, yeah, man. I'm telling you, I'm drained. For the most part, it's just, trying to keep up. Like I was working, like it's kind of like Gom, right? I was working on all these Rebels because I'm a big Rebel fan. I know Gom's a big Rebel fan. I was, as these Rebels were coming out, I'm just like, well, it's a Rebel, so I'm gonna work on it. So I just, through. Like when Luke came out, the only reason I worked on Luke was because I had Ezra and Kanan already R5 sitting on the sidelines. I was like, oh, okay, well, cool. I have a team for him already. So it's like it's kind of been a happy accident the way I built my roster that all the things that were necessary I was already planning on working on anyways. But as far as the relics goes, yeah, it's like it's getting to the point where it's just like, man, like that. I don't know what that third, the brown coil. For relicking, man, that stuff is gone. Like I'm looking at my roster to build those things up, and I'm just like, dang, like I'm gonna run out of like completely out of these salvages like soon.
Yeah, the brown coils and the one. There's the one I think it's from used from like 4 to 5 that you basically just convert hollow projectors into, like the fully crafted ones.
Yeah.
And next year, the little gold and silver discs, I don't have any of those. Like those, yeah. I have to farm and scrap stuff for those. I hate that. But
yeah.
It is what it is.
It is what.
Hey, bad Nathaniel Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
Nathaniel Morgan, we feel so bad for Gom. Hashtag whale problem. Welcome to a whale stream, sir.
What a
Welcome to
whale wants, what a whale needs.
That's exactly what this is called. It is called What a Whale Wants for a reason. Oh my god. Silly Nathaniel Morgan. All right. Yeah. So, and we just had someone else drop in. Hi, Darlar.
Good evening.
Hey, man.
Have you been listening to what we've been chatting about?
Oh, I just came in now.
Okay. So, everyone say hi to Darlar.
Hey, man.
Hey!
So we were talking about two things, and to let you voice your opinions. One, about the mods. Do you think that going from 6E to 6A was a little bit too fast? And then second is, what are your thoughts on just the Galactic Legends in general and how you're acquiring them? So go ahead and give us your thoughts there, Tyler.
The mods, I think, I love that they went straight to 6A. Rip the Band-Aid right off. It's just a 6-dot mod. Like, if they would have given us 5-dot mods and you could only go to E and then they did it in stages, it would seem kind of silly to me. So I like the fact that we just can level them right up to A. So then we got 6-dot mods. So then everyone's going to be shooting for their whole top 80 to be all decked out in 6.A, and it's just going to be like you were going against someone with 4-dot mods now. So I like it. Let's do it. I'm ready. And Galactic Legends, I think that from the video evidence that is out right now currently, although we know that the teams aren't set and everyone's just testing, it sure looks like they're a lot stronger than the previous two. But that's just my opinion.
So we actually did. So we were talking about that at the beginning. So curious on your thoughts on that, Darlar. It does look like Palpatine and Luke are stronger, right, than Rey and Kylo, particularly in Arena. Now, in looking at their kits, the recommended that CG gave probably is not too far off. And one of the things that we were talking about is that it seems like the Luke and Palpatine, for GAC purposes, may not be as good because they kind of cannibalize some of the other teams. There's a lot of Sith tanks that are being used for the Palpatine team, which can take away from the Triumvirate. They can take away from Darth Revan. Similarly, with the Jedi Master Luke, if you're using Jedi Knight Luke and Jedi Knight Revan, you're, of course, getting away from the Jedi Knight Revan team. You're taking Jedi Knight Luke away from a potential Galactic Legend Rey counter, for example. So, or a Luke counter, or a Kylo counter. So what are your thoughts on not just Arena, where they seem a little bit more powerful, or do you think that translates to GAC as well?
Yes, I've already kind of mapped it out what I'm going to do once I acquire my Luke. So I don't want to pull Jedi Knight Luke away from Jedi Knight Revan because that is a go-to SLKR counter. So I've rearranged all my tunes already on my fancy spreadsheet, and I'm going to put Jedi Master Luke on defense with Grandmaster Yoda and Jolee, because everyone else here at the high end kind of knows that Jolie's left out in the cold right now, as well as Grandmaster Yoda. So I'm going to go Jedi Master Luke lead, Grandmaster Yoda, Barriss, Jolee, and Shock T. I think on defense, have fun once Jolee reses Jedi Master Luke. So in GAC, I think it is going to be a great defensive team as well.
Okay. And what about Palpatine? Have you looked at Palpatine at all, or are you just focusing on Luke right now?
No idea, because once I'm done Luke, I'm going to have 0 signal data, 0 relic material. It's going to be a good 6 months before I even worry about it. After I get Jedi Master Luke, I'm actually going to farm up the A team for Mon Mothma. And I'm just going to take them to relic level 0 just so they're out of my top 80. I'm just going to build another team. That way, I'm not going for those other Sith. I'm probably not going to face people with 4. I'll face people with 3 in GAC, so I'm not worried about SEE. He is not even in my rearview mirror. He's not in my headlights. He's out of mind right now.
And I think Ouchie is finally back, maybe? Ouchie?
Trying. Yep. I can hear you now, but then we'll see.
Time.
That's enough shit out of you, Finn.
So, Ouchie, have you been listening on YouTube or anything? Do you have a thought on Galactic Legends or mods? I know you got kind of cut off in the middle.
No, I don't really, because I'm I haven't been really trying, so I don't really pay attention. I can't honestly tell you what their kits do, so it's not a good question for me.
Hooray! Okay. Same thing with me, so I'm not gonna complain. Okay.
I actually have a quick question for Gom.
Yeah.
President.
So Gom, the general consensus is that Luke is good without his ultimate, but Palps needs his ultimate. Is that what you're hearing too on your end?
Yeah, I honestly, I was talking about this when I thought we were just like in the pregame. It's like I haven't like because I'm doing the event live tonight, so I've really not looked at anything. I've kind of stayed off Discord. I focused on like the TW only and kind of been hiding out because I do want this tonight to be fun and it's like a surprise, So
Got you.
I on paper, I think Palp without his ultimates isn't going to be nearly as effective. I can see Luke could be really effective without it because of the taunting element. Like if the taunt, it's such it's a great taunt, and I don't really know. I'm going to do kind of something similar, I guess, to what Dyler was talking about, and I might just kind of break up Padme altogether and just use like Padme, GK, and like Ahsoka to take out, like weak knights, something, just some garbage team, and just use a really decked out Grandmaster Yoda. I like Jolie on there a lot. For the same reason Dylar said, like I've got like a counter that it's pretty reliable against Kylo. There's certain builds it struggles against, but in terms of Grand Arena, you're gonna be able to use your Jedi, 9 times out of 10 probably. So it'll be interesting. I don't know what to do. I'm not quite as organized as Dylar, apparently. I haven't really thought it out at all.
I know, man. He's over here saying out spreadsheets. I'm like, whoa. Like, I'm barely starting to learn how to use
done the
loadouts.
equations.
He's over here with
done the work.
I know it's going to take me a while. It'll probably take me what would it take Kylo and Rey? About a week and a half or 2 to unlock?
For me, Kylo was faster than Rey because we didn't know what to expect, right? Typically, it's like 7 to 10 days to get through the first and to get all the shards, and then about another 7 to 10 days, depending on how many crystal refreshes. This is totally dependent on crystal refreshes you're using to get through it. 2 to 3 weeks is typically the average you see for a full Galactic Legend with Ultimates done.
I'm not dropping 800 crystals for 12 nodes.
I'm doing the 350s and the 300s, right? I mean, that's fine in my book because, I get a top in arena. I got the crystal income coming in. So that's not really a problem. But yeah, the 200s is like...
I did the yesterday and today solely because we're going to stream it tonight. I don't
right. Circumstances, dictating, of course.
That would suck if I'm like, come watch me try to get him. And then I fail. I'm like, well, that's it, guys. That's all I got. So,
I wish Loki would have done that.
Yeah, that dickweed set me up for failure.
Yeah, but you guys did it immediately, like as soon as it launched.
Yeah, but I came in prepared. Loki just came in. Man, I was doing my Mothma. Like, what do you mean? You don't have any tickets, man. You can't show the event if you don't have any tickets, you freak.
Honey Badger don't care.
Honey Badger don't give a shit. Two shits about what you gonna be doing over there with this stuff. He's gonna do what he gonna do.
Well, to address the Palp and Luke being better, let's give it a few days.
I know you're gonna see videos out there like Luke dominates everything, and
except some team nobody's tried yet.
Yeah,
the G their encounter, which they'll change if that happens. They'll change.
You can't deny that Luke killing SLKR on auto is a little bit OP.
It's lovely.
That's pretty tremendous. I might get back into Arena again if I could just auto everything. Arena both arenas. It's just such a drag on my night. I'm just like, oh my god, gotta fight the same 5 people every single day.
Well, here, and this will be kind of maybe the last question of the night for you guys. And I love good old Maurice. Good old Maurice is like transitioning everything perfectly, so I love it. So we've been getting a lot of new characters. That has been the largest focus so far. And to some, we know at least to CG, these are considered new content. Now, maybe the Galactic Legends, because of all this involvement there with the event and everything, we can maybe consider that content more so than marquee events. But having these characters only goes so far, right? We're basically using them in the same places. We're using them in Arena, we're using them in GAC. Potentially we're finding things in the Raid, but honestly, the Raid is just kind of secondary at this point with the ones that we have. So, given that where we are, and I'll start with Dylar and we'll just work alphabetically down, what do you want to see in this game between now and, let's say, next month when we do our next What a Whale Wants?
Nothing, because I want time to farm. I don't want nothing. Just leave it as it is. Let us coast for a month. Give me time, build up my mods. So I want zero content, zero new content between now and a month from now.
Okay. Good on Maurice. What about you?
I mean, I kind of agree. But I don't know. I'm trying to think of something clever. I don't really know.
I'll give one suggestion just to see if you got, because I think you're heavily involved in this, at least in your current guild. What if they modify, not necessarily create anything new, but modify territory wars for better algorithms, maybe more teams on defense, things like that? What if they increase competitiveness in TW in the next month? Is that something you'd look forward to? Maybe get some more interest in TW in general?
I think that would be great for the top end guilds. But remember, we've tried the 35 teams in a zone. It was awful. Like I was in Zai.
You have to scale it correctly. Yes.
Yeah, like we were top 50-ish, but we weren't like the top 5 guilds. But it was very frustrating to have 35 teams. And this is way back, like the Treya meta. Like there were no Galactic Legends. So now, I mean, if you bump up the zones, it'd create for interesting boards at the highest level, because you can just place 35 of each Galactic Legend, and then you can strategically keep 15 to counter such and such and this and that. And I think it'd be interesting, but I don't think the community as a whole would enjoy that. I'd say raid, but the raid would require you to level up some obscure tune, and as I think many of us will feel after this first Galactic Legend, there's no resources left for that tomfoolery.
What are resources?
I don't know. Give us time with the mods. I like Dylar's suggestion. Just time.
Okay. What about you, Ouchie?
I want a way to get stun guns really easy.
Okay.
You think that's realistic? No.
No.
No, I think it might be.
I want the new whatever the Mando event that they're hinting at. I want to see what that is.
I actually don't think your stun gun thing is actually unrealistic, because one of the things we've been asking for, I think, largely as a community, is like an individual raid, right? Not like a team raid, but an individual raid where we can get gear just by using our characters in some game mode every like 2-3 days or something like that, right? In a deeper fashion than Galactic challenges. So, I mean, maybe it's not unrealistic, Ouchie, what you're looking for. You might be able to do that.
Stun guns is the easiest thing they can do, because right now we get tier 4 stun guns in the challenge. All they got to do is give us an extra level to each challenge, each daily challenge. And there we go. We get stun guns.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of easy solutions for them with this. So yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, other things would just be quality of life things. Increase mod cap. Sure, give me that. They're not going to do that in a month, but have us be able to donate more than 2 droid collars. Stupid things.
You know what would be nice? What about Thane? Thane, I'll let you do the next one before I go.
What I want for the next month?
Yeah, in the next month, before the next What a Whale Wants, what would you like to see in the game?
I tend to agree with Gaman and Dylar. Like, there's a lot of stuff to work on right now. Like, I'm still not done with the requirements for Pout. And then with mods, I mean, for the next however many months, we're all going to be nose deep in mods, right? Especially in the end game. It's like, okay, what are the best mods to level up? Leveling up mods, and trying to figure out what's the most efficient way of doing it. So there's a lot to work on right now. So, and we just went through a whole bunch of farming and gearing and relicking. If there's a raid coming in like early next year, then it's like, don't give us anything until then. Just let the dust settle for a little bit.
All right. Yeah, so there you guys go. This is What a Whale Wants. We do this on the second Thursday of every month at 8 p.m. Eastern, where we have a conversation with our gold VIP whales. So first off, big shout out to Dylar, good old Maurice, Ouchie, Thane. I see some of you guys in chat as well that are gold VIPs, and you may not necessarily talk, like Maz Kanata, who was here earlier.
Hi, Maz!
So thank you to all of our gold VIPs, each and every one of you. If it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be able to kind of keep the channel growing, do our charity stuff. All of that stuff is thanks to you. And, of course, for all of you guys that come out and watch. So let me give a shout out to everybody in chat. We had Yuta here at the beginning, JBU420, Lord Megatron, Hadriel Hedberg, Elliot Worsfold, of course, Matt Kanata, we just mentioned, Han Cholo, Neo Venom is here as well, Kane77, Nightmare, Knights Templar, one of our other gold VIPs. Thank you to KT. Long time viewer, skewer, everything with KT there. Kazekage Too Easy. Jace BM is there. Nathan H. Let me see who else is there. Zach EOD, who got some bread this morning. Hi, Zach EOD.
Wow.
Let's see, who else do we have? Oscar Meow.
Meow Meow.
Also for VIP. What else? 73 is there as well. Who else am I missing? I'm scrolling through chat. And let's see. Durgan is here. Durgan is Durgan. That's all I got to say.
I mean,
Durgan is
goddamn Durgan.
Durgan is awesome.
Lurker Wood Extremist.
Slash Van Rhodes, another one of our gold VIPs. Actually one of our super VIPs, along with Maz and Roast Tacos. So thank you very much, Slash Van Rhodes. Sir Loki is here. He's hiking.
Yeah, we don't really.
So he wasn't able to join.
Yeah, he fell.
Let's see. Max Lee is here. Hi, Max Lee. Who else do we have? Doc Ravage, Gav P, Nathaniel Morgan. And, of course, I see Dylar Twilight's Tactics there, who is in the chat. Who else? Scrolling. 10 Bears is there. Mr. Bill Bradley. You are not too late for a shout-out.
I was about to say
you
that.
got yourself a shout-out. So there you go.
You have done that yourself, Anakin.
So thank you to all of you guys that are hanging out. Go ahead and take a little bit of a break. And good old Maurice, go ahead and pimp your Operation Metaverse stuff. Operation Metaverse, good old Maurice and T Money, longtime friends.
We were there last week.
We love them. And yeah, we were with them last week, and they have another show packed for you this week. So, Gom, what's on tap for Operation Metaverse?
Yeah, in roughly 90-ish minutes, we'll be live. I'm going to do as much as a Luke as I can with 110-ish tickets. Believe KP is going to be joining us tonight, and he's got Palp working, so maybe he can do some theory graphics. Yeah. So so if you guys are going after Palp, he'll have all the business for you. I know this is a happy day for him, so looking forward to learning a little bit about Palp.
Yeah, and when he says ish, he means ish.
Yes, yeah. it somewhere between 10:30 and 10:41 we'll be live.
10:41.
So
I love the one.
Come hang out. Thanks, guys, for having me. Sorry I came in here didn't realize you guys were streaming. I apologize.
Why are you apologizing? You're supposed to be in here.
Goddamn.
Oh my God.
I just
don't know how long. I don't know how many more times we have to explain it before it registers. Gom is Gom.
Gom, after I sang the end of that Disturbed song on stream, you can come in here and say whatever the hell you want. It's just
I've been hunting that. I didn't get a chance to see that. I need
to don't go back and watch it. Don't go back. It was.
If anybody clip that, please message me on Discord.
Yeah, it's clipped.
It is clipped.
I need some of that in my life.
I don't know if you want this.
No, you don't. You just
you really don't.
No. All right. Yes, Gom is a legend. When did Palp busting Ghost? It ain't Ghost. Palp is busting Haints. Get it right. He busting Haints. Just staying out there. All right. All right. So thank you guys for joining. Get yourself a snack, get some rest before Operation
Oh yeah, I'm
Metaverse
going to
around
bed.
10:30
Rangers
Eastern time.
fucked up.
So in just about 90 minutes. So thank you guys again so much for joining, and again to all of our gold VIPs that joined us in chat. And we will see you for another What a Whale Wants in next month. Again, the second Thursday of every month at 8 p.m. We will be doing What a Whale Wants. Tomorrow we have the lunch stream on tap, and then at night, 9 p.m. Eastern time, we have State of Survival with McVenom. So there you guys go, and we hope to see you on the next stream.
Bye.
And we're streaming some Baldur's Gate in Discord right now.
Okay,
Come join us and come look at
Gate.
some Baldur's Gate stuff in Discord right now.
Okay, go come to Discord. Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate, yes.
Baldur's Gate.
Balls Gate, balls out. Go in Discord now.
Yay.